little boy looks pretty tough, but would your kids know how to keep themselves safe in a dangerous situation? Michael DePasquale thinks parents should teach kids self-defense, and he's here to share with us some of the tips in his book, Streetwise Safety for Children. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Thanks for being with us this morning.
Pleasure to be here. Pleasure.
Well, Michael, tell me, who are the most vulnerable victims of crime?
I think the most vulnerable victims, and it's quite obvious, are children. And I think because of the fact that, for the most part, they're helpless, without a parent or without somebody as a guardian there with them. And it's very important that a child understands the environment before he tries to understand physically what he or she could do or be taught to do. It's important that a parent does teach a child, as well as teachers teaching children, that the environment out there, you have to secure yourself in that environment. And there are ways to secure yourself in that environment. So they, for the most part, being a 5 or 6 or 8 or 10-year-old child, having an adult come over to you and pacify you by trying to maybe sell you an animal, by giving you an animal, rather, a stuffed animal, or give you money, or possibly fake a lost dog situation where you please help me find my dog. Kids love that. I mean, kids, kids for the most part, if there's a lost dog, they're going to go try to find that dog. So they find themselves in those situations, which are very dangerous situations.
Obviously, you always need to be on the lookout. Now, Michael, you say there are 3 things that every kid should have. What are they?
For the most part, I think that a child should always have 2 quarters in their pocket at least. And why? Because emergency phone call. If they need to make a phone call, you need to make a child understand, especially a parent, that without a quarter in their pocket, without the right phone numbers, they can't reach their parents, they can't reach somebody that's important to them. If they're in a situation where they might be lost, or they're in a situation where their bicycle breaks down, they have to have that quarter in their pocket. That's one of, there's quite a few situations actually that's very important to a child. I think another one is making sure that his bicycle is secure, because children all ride bicycles, skateboards, bicycles, and so on. The tires have to be obviously blown up to the point where it's proper poundage in the tire, so that they don't blow out their tires. Make sure that they don't have nails in the tires, treads are in the tires, spokes.
Lights, maybe?
Lights are very important. I think that their reflectors are important. How they carry their equipment on the bicycle. Do they have a rack? Do their parents put a rack on the bicycle so they don't have to carry it in their hands? Because it's easy for a child to lose his balance, and if he loses his balance and falls, you might have a situation where there's somebody there seeing a child fall off the bicycle, and they might get the idea before it even enters into their head. They see the child fall and say, well, hey, this kid's in trouble, maybe let me help him. And all of a sudden he's pacifying the child. Next thing you know, something clicks in his brain. All of a sudden you have a situation on your hand that wasn't even meant to be.
Okay, and what was the third thing?
Well, the third thing, for the most part, is malls. I'm a firm believer that a child, when they do go to the malls, should know exactly where a focus point should be to reach their big brothers, their sisters. Also, in malls, knowing is very, very important that there's certain people that they have to be at that mall with. How they lock up their bicycles at the mall, how to pay attention, and the most important part of going to a mall is going in a group. If you're going to go to the mall and play pinball, go in a group.
All right, so every kid should have a couple of quarters. They should also have a focal point at the mall and make sure their bike's in good working order.
Absolutely.
Now, Michael, on the other side, over in our living room, let's just go on over there.
Sure.
Come on. You've got a couple of young helpers here, and they're going to demonstrate for us just exactly how to keep a kid safe.
All righty. You ready? Okay.
Who are these guys, first of all?
Oh, these are my students, and they've been working with me for quite a while. This is Richard here, this is Iman, this is Christine, this is Nicole, and this is Renice. Okay, and they've been
Thanks for coming, guys.
Okay, you ready? Okay, fighting stance, ready? Aye! Okay, we're just going to show a few little basic techniques. Reverse punch, ready? Aye! Nice and loud. Aye! Claw hand strike, ready? Aye! Full front kick, ready? Aye! Nice and hard. Aye! Good, good. Now back fist reverse punch. Last one. Ready? 1. Nice and loud. 2. 3. 4. 5. Good. Attention stance. Aye! Bow, ready? Right? Okay, now we're going to just demonstrate a few scenarios where grabbing them, possibly using their claw hand strike, using their hairbrush, and so on. Okay, back up a couple steps.
Michael, how old should kids be when they get started in karate and stuff?
I think for the most part, 5 years old to 6 years old is a good age to start. They can mentally really absorb things. That's good for their self-esteem, good for self-discipline. It gives them confidence, makes them more aware.
Michael, I'm looking at their faces. They do not look scared at all. Actually, they look intimidating to me. I'd be afraid of you guys.
You have to train children, I mean, properly, mentally and physically. The problem with martial arts and people at home that think karate, think jiu-jitsu, think judo, is they think right away that it's kick and punch and movies and action and, you know, kill, you know. It's not true. I think that for the most part, when I teach a child, and I think that most instructors, when they do teach children, should understand that the mental side of that instruction is more important than the physical side, because without the mental side, you can't be physical. If you don't understand your body, then you're not going to be able to use it. So your mind is what creates the activity through for the body.
Okay.
So we're going to go through a couple scenarios. Renice, you first, okay? Okay. I'm just going to do a little scenario with her, assuming that I'm on the street and I'm talking to her. Hey, little girl, come here. Come on. Come over here.
And then she ran away.
Okay.
Now, Michael, do you also teach the kids that they should holler? Like scream fire or anything like that?
I always tell them, teach them to ki and holler. And that's the biggest problem you have, is a lot of times when you're in a situation where someone does grab you, you have trouble with that. They're afraid. They become a little intimidated with that, and they react. They can react if you teach them to, if you condition them to react. For every action, there's a reaction. If I grab you and I teach you to react off of that, it's just like driving your car and making a left-hand turn with a blinker. You know you have to put the blinker on to make a left-hand turn. So you're thinking about the blinker and knowing you have to make a left-hand turn. Same thing here. So you need to condition. Ki is the same thing. Although it's a little hard because kids, when they get in a fearful position, they normally don't know how to talk. It's kind of like saying, he's trying to get it out, but you can't.
So also, I read in your literature to say, you're not my mother, you're not my father.
Absolutely.
So
when I approach a child and I tell them, and I teach them that a stranger comes in front of them and tries to grab them, and does grab them, finally gets a hold of them in a mall situation, in a park, anywhere, it's important that they yell, this is not my mother, this is not my father, because in most cases, if you're a parent, you know as well as I do, that when you grab a child, if you're mad at your child, you might grab him in the mall, and she might be screaming or kicking because she's just grouchy or because whatever. People just ignore that because they say, well, it's got to be a parent.
She's disciplining
right.
the
So
child,
if you say, this is not my mother, this is not my father, someone will take notice and immediately stop in that situation. So it's important. People just don't scream or teach a child just to yell or whatever. Fire is no good. Doesn't work. This is not my mother, this is not my father, please help me, somebody. At the same time, he might be busy trying to shut your mouth up, and you can use your hands to strike the eyes.
Okay.
Okay.
A couple more situations. Okay. I'm going to grab you from behind. Ready? Turn. In this situation, now I'm going to pick up here. Good.
Wow. That's impressive.
He's a key eyes guy. Okay. Quick, we'll grab her. Okay, this is a situation where you might have somebody walking out of a ladies' room in a park or in a mall, maybe walking with a big sister, and somebody comes up and tries to sell them something.
All right.
Hey, little girl, hey, you want this? This is nice. Hey,
Oh, and she blew her whistle. Again, to get attention.
Okay, good, very nice. Okay, Hyman. Now, Hyman's in a situation, though, put your hands down, situation where he's little, I might want to just grab him and run off with him. Okay, I pick him up. Good. Very nice.
Terrific.
Great job, you guys.
All right.
One more we got.
Make it really quick. We're almost out of time.
Almost out of time. Ready? And she's combing your hair. She's combing your hair. I come over. Good.
So just use whatever they have in their hands as a weapon as well. All right, very good. Michael DePasquale, thank you very much for joining us today.
Oh,
Thanks,
pleasure.
kids. You did a great job.
Excellent job.
Bow down, ready? Right.
Okay.
Very good. Very nice. All right, don't touch that dial. Denise and I will have some final thoughts for the day when we continue.
Hello, everybody. This is like home for us.
The Chris Money's owner's Mario's Cafe.
Every little detail makes this the best. The best coffee beans, the best pastries, even the best way to get out coffee stains. If we do things